I'm a Scorpio woman in a relationship with a Taurus man. It's a long distance relationship. How is it going? That's what I want to know. How is it going? Usually Scorpio and Taurus, again, that's another case of sister sign. Scorpio and Taurus are sister signs in astrology. When you're dating your sister sign, you should expect some tension because you're very similar. You're so similar that you see the things that you're different about very clearly, if that makes sense. So far, so good, very good. I think it works really well because it's long distance, but I think if you were living together or saw each other closely, it might be a little bit more challenging because both of you are set in your ways. It's just been 3 months. Okay, so it's still early. Yeah, both these signs are stubborn, number one. Both of them are stuck in their ways, number two. So when they're trying to share a life together, you know, everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody wants to be the boss. Nobody wants to change path. The other thing is these two don't like to apologize. These two don't like to admit when they've done something wrong. These two are very full of themselves in the sense that they think everything they do is perfect and it's just right. So if somebody tells them you made a mistake, they don't think, oh, maybe I did make a mistake. They think you're the problem. Like you're the problem that you think is a mistake. They don't think I did something, which is why you're telling me this so I can fix it. They think something is wrong with you that you think there's a problem with me. That's how they think. So when you have two people in a relationship and they both think that way, when there's an actual real problem in the relationship, oh, good morning from Singapore. Thank you so much. Yeah, I came on at a strange time today, hoping to catch the people that I don't usually catch. So I'm glad you got to be on today. Thank you so much for being here, Darian. So when you have two people in a relationship that are like that think that when there's a problem, it's never them, and they didn't do anything wrong, and they never do anything wrong, and it's always somebody else that does something wrong, then how are we going to fix our problems? If we have a disagreement, how are we going to move on? Because you don't apologize and I don't apologize. I think I'm right. You think you're right. I think I don't do anything wrong. You think you don't do anything wrong. So what are we going to do when we have a problem? That's the issue with these two. Both stubborn, both set in their ways, both full of ego, both don't like to apologize, both don't like to look inside to see what they need to work on so that they can be a better person. They only do that for themselves, but they never do it for other people. So if you're in a relationship with Scorpio, if things aren't working, you could tell Scorpio a million times, this is not working for me. They will keep doing it because Scorpio is not going to change for you. Never. Taurus is not going to change for you. Never. But if Taurus decides that they need to change because what they're doing is not helping them with their life, they'll change. If Scorpio decides they need to change because what they're doing is hurting their life, their success in life, they'll change. But you sitting those people down, those two people, and telling them they need to change, no. They don't care what you think. They only listen to themselves. That's the problem with these two. That's why I don't like for them to be in relationship with each other, because they don't know how to resolve conflict without a big fight, a big argument, a big blow up, because there's no humility. People who are not humble don't do well in relationships, because relationships is the stage for you to learn about yourself, to learn things about yourself that you don't like so that you can fix those things so you can be a better person. But when you have a lot of ego and a lot of pride, you're not going to receive the teaching, the schooling, the education that the person is trying to give you. And on top of that, you're going to make all of your problem their problem. Instead of dealing with yourself, when they bring you an issue, you're going to project it on them because you don't want to deal with it. So they're telling you you're doing this thing. Instead of talking about it, you're going to twist it and turn it around and bring it back to them and how their childhood was messed up. And that's why they're doing this, this, and this. As opposed to the fact that you just need to put your dishes away, You'll find a way to make the fight even more like personal and more like turning the knife in their back, more needling them, and not very helpful. So because of that, there's no growth that's happening emotionally. There's no growth happening spiritually, because we're just dancing with the ego, with the representative, the mask that they both are going to be wearing, because everybody wants to present as strong, tough, confident, and in charge. And there can only be one chief. We can't have two. So here we are. Everybody wants to be the chief. in this relationship. So that's why I do not recommend it. Because a relationship should be a place where you have peace. You know, the world is hard enough. There are enough dark things going on in the world. There's enough dark spirits and energies that everybody's dealing with on a regular basis. You don't want to come home and be fighting demons in your home. Who wants that? You get done with a hard day of work and you come home and you're wrestling another demon yet. You don't want that. I don't want that. You know, you want to come home and feel loved. You want to feel heard. You want to feel seen, supported. That's what we want. We leave the stress outside and we come home to love. So when you're thinking about compatibility, you want to think about ways to enhance that. How do I enhance more? How do I bring more peace, more joy, more love in my life? What type of personality will work well with my personality so I can have that? Because it's really about matching personalities. You know, you can have somebody that is strong, but if they're malleable, you can work with that. There's nothing wrong with being strong. Two strong people, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to have some flexibility. Everybody cannot win every argument. There has to be some losers sometimes. And if nobody wants to lose, then everybody cannot be Beyonce. I don't know what else to say.